Shalom. This week's Sedra is Dvar Torah Vayigash. It's an exciting Sedra, one I hope you'll take the time out this week to go through with your Chumash, learn word by word, and really see the excitement that the Sedra has to offer. This week, the charade is over. Yosef, having tricked his brothers into thinking that he wasn't really their long-lost brother Yosef, they had no idea to think that he was, goes ahead and tells his brothers exactly who he is. How did that come about? Yehuda, angered, frustrated at this second in command of Egypt, making false accusation after false accusation, saying that they were spies, saying that they were thieves, finally has had enough. And he approaches Yosef, Vayigash Yehuda Elav, and he says to Yosef, enough. You've treated us unfairly, your accusations are false, and we're sick and tired of it. He says to Yosef, do you realize, when you asked us to bring our brother Binyamin down, how much pain you put our father in? Do you understand what he went through? He had a favorite wife, Rachel, who died in childbirth. He had a favorite son from that wife, Yosef, who was lost. And now you asked us to bring Binyamin down. For what reason, we can't figure out. It makes no sense. You asked us to bring Binyamin down. And Rashi explains what Yehuda was expressing. When Yehuda and the other brothers went to Yaakov and said, the second in command has demanded that we bring Binyamin down or else he won't give us any food. And we can't explain why. Yaakov turned to them and said no. He actually contemplated that starvation would be better than sending Binyamin down. Why? Rashi explains that Yaakov said, if I lose Binyamin, the only remaining son I have from Rachel, it would be as if I lost Rachel, Yosef, and Binyamin all on the same day. The pain will be too much for me. Rashi is giving us a tremendous insight into the psychology of depression and loss. Yaakov still hadn't gotten over the death of his wife Rachel, still hadn't gotten over the quote-unquote death of his son Yosef, and now being faced with the loss of Binyamin, sees them not as separate losses, each one in and of itself, but sees the losses would be compounded and exponentially greater by each and every single loss. When we see somebody else who suffered a loss, at times we say to ourselves, okay, they've lost something. They've lost somebody valuable to them. We don't understand really the loss that they're going through. If we had been sitting across from Yaakov with the threat of losing Binyamin, we would have sat there and said, okay, it's tough, but it's another loss. Yaakov says, no, you don't understand. This loss would have been compounded greater and greater by the fact that I've already lost Rachel and I've already lost Yosef. Yehuda's words, paraphrasing his father with Rashi's commentary, teach us a tremendous lesson this week. When we are visiting somebody, if we're doing Nichum Avel, paying a Shiva call, or sitting with somebody who suffered a loss, you have to be actually sitting in their shoes. You have to see where they're coming from. You have to understand that their loss hurts them a lot more than we could ever understand. Only with this knowledge and this idea, the idea of what a person's really going through, can we truly comfort them. Have a Shabbat Shalom.